Now we're going to do Treasure of the Amazon. We started with some very fitting music over beautiful shots of the South American jungle. We see spotted panthers, boa constrictors, toucans, crocodiles, cougar, we get our first disturbing special effect when I see a finger twitch. That's the way I can tell the special effect is fake, because fingers don't twitch after they're cut off. But this scene is still very racist because this is supposed to be one of the main characters that we are supposed to relate to. I'm talking about that old guy. So we get a mostly pointless story about people that came here before and found gold. But they never find gold in this movie. They find diamonds, making this telling and not showing even more pointless than all it would be because they never find gold in this movie, so it has no relevance to the plot. We get to what's supposed to be a iconic line of the film, damn birds. In Jaws, we get suck it, you fucking shark. In Treasure of the Amazon, we get damn birds. We see a woman played by Anna Cindy who's so giddy throughout the first hour of the film that the only explanation is that she was drunk the entire time or took maximum holiness pills. Next, we see a completely racist ruler, and he is the ruler, so maybe it's a ruler that South America is not proud of, and he can get away with this stuff. I'm not really sure. But he has seven 19-year-old wives. Anyway, we get an example of the gayness of this woman. I know that they're using glass cups, and according to Joe Rogan, plastic bottles make your cock smaller, but this is still way too excited, even though the glass probably doesn't affect their cocks. I know wrestling might have happened in these times, but was definitely not done in this style, and something about drunk white people watching it feels really sick. Next, we get some line about them being together in a concentration camp, but the character's only role is to hold up a gun to him. So this shows nothing about their relationship because they're threatening each other the entire time they're on screen together. There is no brotherly or friendly love here. Then we get a line about how the women are one side and the men are on another side. So no unconsensual stuff can be happening. And this is said by the ruler, the one with seven 19-year-old wives. And there's no walls, so that people can definitely walk to each other's beds. And snoring doesn't always mean pleasure. They find diamonds on the ground only about 3 feet deep, which I guess makes sense because they could have been moved by people who searched for diamonds before. But why would people dig them only 3 feet under the ground and not keep it in a wooden box or something? And they shoot howler monkeys, even though howler monkeys are intelligent creatures who don't attack unless you have food around that is like fruit and stuff, and they don't attack unless provoked because they are very similar to humans. So we finally get to see the natives get payback, but whenever they're killing white people, it always looks more fake than what's happening to the natives, because this movie is incredibly racist. Next, we get a shot of a crocodile eating a native, and the way the white old man reacts to it is "What's carry on" is a victory sign, and that is definitely not right, even if we're supposed to be disapproving of these characters' accents. There should be at least more than 10 seconds of a shock face. Next, we get some sexism when the old man calls the woman a Doberman, which is a dog, which means he could just say a one letter word instead of a compound word. So the lady calls him a Doberman back, and that could be a compliment because the man likes Dobermans, but he doesn't take it as a compliment, so he smacks her. This man immediately assumes what she's into just by looks or personality. Somebody's been listening to too much Andrew Tate. Next, we see the carved head of a native child, and the eyes blink, which is impossible to happen with just the brain. The heart and the brain work together to make blood flow and movement. Anyway, we see some more diamonds in the water, which means the past explorers were just randomly dropping diamonds around in the water and not bothering to pick it up, which would have took less than a couple of minutes to do. Maybe they couldn't hear the diamonds drop over the waterfall. Next, we see one of the explorers get attacked by crabs, and the shots of the crabs are obviously taken from different parts of the jungle when could have taken the shots in the cave. It takes way too much effort to make something look fake. So the crabs attack his body and poke out his eyeballs, and they put a lot of effort into the gore when they don't need to because just watching these crabs climb on somebody's body and pinch is deserving enough and more real. So he steals some money from the guy's pocket. So he's still selfish, even with people that he has had entire conversations with that did not include threatening. The old guy intentionally jumps into a lake full of leeches just to get kissed by the woman. Lyme disease goes past kinkiness. So Treasure of the Amazon ends with the old guy being surrounded by women and giving a middle finger to the audience. So that's Treasure of the Amazon. This movie was completely untasteful and had very mean spirited written characters. And when I was talking about how the special effects could have took less effort, that doesn't mean that I want any of this stuff to happen. I was really disturbed by everything that was going on. I was just commenting on the fact that they could have done stuff more practically and simpler to make it less disturbing and maybe even more real. I do not recommend this movie or any actions that took place in it.